Hello, everybody. It has been a minute since I last recorded a video. Sorry about my extended break. Just wanted to take a little bit of a break from YouTube. Didn't really have the time for it. But I'm back today for a video. And obviously, with the Euros coming up in just 2 days, I have to give my predictions. It almost just has to happen. So I'm just gonna be giving you my predictions today, saying who's gonna get through in each group and who's gonna win the knockout games and who's gonna win the entire tournament. So it should be a good one. Yeah. So in Group A, we have Italy, Turkey, Switzerland, and Wales. And I'm gonna just predict in the exact order I said that. Italy is gonna come top. Turkey is going to be second, Switzerland's going to be third, and Wales is going to be fourth. Now, Italy, I think, is a pretty strong team. They should be able to win this group. Turkey and Switzerland. I think every team can probably cause Italy problems, but I think Italy will be able to get them on up to come out on top in every game. I think Turkey is a really strong team, and I think they're going to be able to make a run. A lot of people are high on Turkey, and I'm one of them because I think they have a strong team and they're in pretty good form. They beat Netherlands as well, like 4-2. It's gonna be interesting to see how Turkey can do in the Euros. Now, third place I said Switzerland. Now, Switzerland beat the U.S. recently. Not that happy about that, but it was just a friendly, so testing the waters before that Nations League, which we did win, and we beat Mexico in the final. Crazy game, by the way. I'm not going to talk about that though. I'm going to talk about the Euros because that's more important. Yeah, Switzerland is a decent team. I just don't think they're that great, to be honest. They're not like groundbreaking. They're not a groundbreaking team. But I think they're still going to be able to get third place in this group. And fourth place, I think Wales. Their Euro 2016 run was pretty good, but it's a whole different story now. A lot of their players are aging. They don't really have many young players. They couldn't beat the U.S. Beat Mexico, but still, Mexico should. Anyway, yeah, they're just so meh, aren't they? I don't think they're gonna finish rock bottom. They might get a point or something against like Switzerland, but that's about it. Anyway, Group B is Belgium, Russia, Finland, and Denmark, or whatever. Whatever order you want. Now, fun fact before I get into this: Denmark has only lost 2 games since 2018, since the 2018 World Cup. That's 3 years and 2 losses. But crucially, both of those losses were against Belgium. So that's why I'm going to say Belgium's going to get first. Denmark should cruise past Russia and Finland. And Russia's going to get third, and Finland's going to get fourth. I think it's going to be a pretty easy group to predict for most people, but Finland could cause a surprise. I don't know. A lot of people seem to think that. Not really sure they're that good of a team. They haven't really won their last 6 games. Lost to Estonia a few days ago, or whenever that was, but just not going to be that good. In the warm-up games, if you play like that, you're going to get battered in the Euros. That's simple as. You need to be on top of your game. Anyway, Group C. Netherlands, Ukraine, Macedonia, Austria. I said Netherlands would get top despite a lot of people are thinking Netherlands could do well. Have to remember one thing: who is their manager? Frank de Boer. Frank de Boer is an awful manager. If they were in a better group, 100% I'd predict them to flop. But because they're in this group, which is pretty bad, I think they can still get top, but they might slip up against one of the smaller teams like Ukraine or something. Second, I'm gonna have Austria. I think Austria is a decent team. I think they could do well, but I also think they could flop in this group. This one is a difficult group to actually call, isn't it? I think with Netherlands being pretty poor at the moment, with their manager being poor, and with Austria kind of not being that great, it is interesting. Marko Arnautovic and probably not being that fit for this one. Ukraine, also a pretty solid team, and Macedonia could cause a surprise. Probably not, but still. So with that being said, I think Austria's going to get second, and Ukraine's going to get third. I think Zinchenko, Malinovsky, and who's their striker? I forget who their striker is, but those two, Zinchenko and Malinovsky, could be really, really good for Ukraine. I think Ukraine actually has a really underrated team. And fourth place, Macedonia. I'm sorry, it's okay, Macedonia, but your team is pretty bad. I mean, you have Alioski and Pandev and Bardi, but that's about it. So yeah, there you go. Now, Group E, is it now? No, Group D. This is the one. England, Croatia, Czech Republic, and Scotland. Um, yeah. I think England's gonna breeze this group, or at least win this group. Maybe they'll slip up against like Scotland or something, but yeah, I think they're gonna win this group. I think they're gonna be able to get through this group. I think the knockout stages is where the problems come for England because they're gonna play a really really good team unless something crazy happens. Yeah, so England's gonna top this group. I think personally this is one of my wild cards thrown in there, but I think Scotland gets second. I genuinely believe that Scotland can actually get second in this group. Now, hear me out, right? Scotland have a very, very promising team, an underrated team. A lot of people think the same thing. I mean, Shea Adams, bringing him over is pretty good. But then you have Robertson and Tierney and McTominay and McGinn, and it's a pretty good team. And I think they can cause England problems, and they definitely can beat the other two teams in this group. So third, I'm going to go with Croatia, and I think Croatia. A lot of people seem to think they can do well. Personally, I'm not one of them. Okay, Croatia have been really really bad since the last international tournament that they participated in, which was the World Cup. They've been awful. I think that could contribute. Yes, they made the final, but Rakitic is no longer with them. Modric is aging. Brozovic is pretty good, but like their talisman. Who is it? Is it Mandzukic? Is he their talisman? I mean, Perisic is pretty good. It's much different than the last one, okay? Mandzukic was much better than the last World Cup. I have no idea who they even have up top at this point. They have Orsic, but nah. Third place. And fourth place, Czech Republic. They're going to lose every game. They're just okay. They have Suchek, Kufal. Pretty decent team, but nah. They could cause an upset over Croatia, though. I genuinely think this. Now, Group E, Spain, Sweden, Slovakia, Poland. Actually, a pretty tough group to call. I said Spain would come top. I don't think there's any doubts about that. I think they're going to win every game. Pretty decent team. No Ramos. No problem. In that group. Now, second place, I said Poland. Poland have a pretty good team. I'm going to be honest. Poland have a pretty good team. Lewandowski, Klich, Frankowski's pretty good from the MLS. I think he should go back to Europe whenever he does. Yeah, it's a pretty good team. So I think they're going to get second. Sweden's going to get third. I think they're a pretty solid team who did well in the World Cup. That's because Germany really flopped. Yeah, so I think they're gonna get third. But yeah, Slovakia is going to be a punching bags of this group. I mean, they have Hamsik, 35-year-old Hamsik, who's being passed around some random teams. Like, he just moved to Trabzonspor, so that should show you a lot. Anyway, now Group F. I'm gonna say France is gonna top this, but this is a really hard group to call, by the way, for a lot of people. But I actually had like no doubts about this one. France is gonna come top. They have a really really good team depth wise. I mean, it's just mental. Like their like E team could beat the USA. Like that's how good it is. Yeah, so their E team could actually make a run in this tournament probably. Their U21 Euro team probably could make a run in this. It's insane how much depth this team actually has. It's mental. And Benzema's back. That front three is going to be mental. He did get injured yesterday. Crucially, he did get injured. But even so, Giroud scored twice anyway. So, like, who cares? You know? I don't know how serious that injury is going to be. But, yeah, top the group. Portugal is going to get second. I think they have a really good team. Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, Ronaldo. I could go on, to be honest. Jota, their back four is really good with, like, they could play Cancelo left back, even so they have Rui or, like, Ricardo Pereira, and Pepe is still a really good center back. Fonta's a good center back. Ruben Diaz is a fantastic center. It's insane. But, you know, moving on, Portugal's going to get second. Germany's going to get third. I think a lot of people seem to think Germany's going to do better than they will do. I think Joachim Low, I know they did win 7-1 yesterday, but Joachim Low is not that great of a manager. I think he's a bit finished. Maybe he'll want to finish with a bang, because Hansi Flick is replacing him after this tournament. But yeah, I think that they're going to get third, and Hungary's just going to rip Hungary. I mean, they have Szoboszlai, and they don't have Szoboszlai anymore. They have Shalai, he's pretty good for Hungary, and they have Orban and Galashi. That's about it. Now, third place teams. I think Sweden's going to go through. Switzerland's going to go through. Ukraine's going to go through. And Germany is going to go through. It's pretty simple for me. Croatia, like I already explained, they're a bit hungover from that last World Cup. And Russia, same thing, actually. They're not that great. Yeah, so those are the four. Knockouts now are in the round of 16. I think Belgium beat Sweden. I think there's no really doubt about that. I didn't really have confidence about Sweden, to be honest. But I think they can still make the round of 16 before they get beat by Belgium. Italy comfortably beats Austria, I think. Pretty easy for them. France comfortably beats Switzerland. Pretty easy again. Poland, I think, beats Scotland. That could be a game. Watch out for that one. Because that could also mean Scotland could make the quarters. But I think Poland will do enough. Spain beats Ukraine. Also, watch out for Ukraine. They could cause an upset there. But I think Spain gets through that. Now, Portugal beats England. It's not coming home. They're just Southgate. Germany beats the Netherlands. That's two teams who I think could flop, but I think Germany will just get past the Netherlands. And then Turkey beats Denmark. Those are the two teams. Watch out for one of these two, because one of these two will make it to the semis. And that's my guarantee. Okay? One of Turkey or Denmark makes the semis. Mark my words. Mark my words. You'll see. You'll probably know now. I said, okay. Anyway, Italy versus Belgium. I think Italy actually will beat Belgium. That's a pretty big call, but I think they'll get past Belgium. I think they're a pretty solid team. France will beat Poland. I think pretty easy for them again. Portugal will beat Spain. Again, I think not really a doubt for me. I think Portugal's really good. But I also think Spain's really good, but I think Portugal gets through them. And finally, Turkey beats Germany. There you go. There's your upset of the round. Turkey will get past Germany, and they'll make the semis. You'll see. Now, semis. France will beat Italy, and Portugal will beat Turkey. France is pretty good, like I said. I mean, there's no way they don't make the final. Their team is just insane. And Portugal beats Turkey. I think they'll be able to, because their team's also insane. But then, the final. Here's my prediction for the final. France will defeat Portugal, get their revenge for Euro 2016, and win the Euros. So without further ado, that is my Euros predictions. Hope you guys did enjoy. I just realized my hand motions were probably insane in that video. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, that's my predictions. Hope you guys did enjoy, and peace.